Hi everyone, this is Megan with Cooking on Caffeine, and today I'm going to do a tutorial for you on how I make a cake board. One of my custom cake boards that I make, the materials that I use, and how I put it all together. I am doing it for a wedding cake I have due tomorrow. This is my mock-up here. It's going to be a 10-inch bottom tier and 8-inch middle tier, 6-inch top tier, and this is done with styrofoam dummies to kind of give me an idea of what I want. And I need a cake board for it that's going to be sturdy enough to hold the weight of the cake, and since it's a vegan cake, it's going to be a little bit heavier than your standard butter and eggs cake, so it needs to be really strong. So bring it over here and get a better look at it. Kind of. So I've got the cake stand and then the board that I'm going to make on the bottom. Let me show you just exactly what I have. This here is a 12-inch round, 12-inch diameter styrofoam, and it is 1 inch thick, so it's pretty strong. And then I have a 12-inch wooden plate that's pretty thick, you can see there. So it's gonna give some additional strength. And what I'm going to do is glue this to the top of the plate. And then I'm going to put some feet around the bottom with a non-stick bottom of those feet so they don't slide on my cake stand. And then I have some pretty purple ribbon that's gonna go around the outside of the cake board. So let me go ahead and get started showing you how to do it. Okay, so let's get started here. I got all my supplies. My hot glue gun here is heating up. And then these are the little feet that I was talking about. They're just little wooden pegs that I get. They're like $2 for a 30 pack. And I like to put these on the bottoms of my cake stands so that you can easily get your fingers under, or not the cake stand, I'm sorry, the cake board. So you can get your fingers under easily to pick it up and move it around, and you don't have to worry about like scooting it to the end of the table to get your hands under and all that nonsense. So I've got those. I've got some permanent sticky dots here to put the ribbon along the outside of my board. Said ribbon. I'm gonna go ahead and, if it'll let me, take this sticker off. And get this sticker off. Uh-oh. Don't you hate it when that happens? Oh, play nice. Try to get the rest of that up. And if not, I will do it a little bit after the fact. My kids are home, so please excuse the children in the background. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. So there we go. I'll take off the little pieces later, but there we go. It's our wooden plate. And this is not for food use, so we're not going to be putting the cake directly on here. And actually, I'm going to be covering the board in this. This is self-adhesive vinyl. You can see it. Self-adhesive vinyl right there, and I got it in white, and it's a really pretty, it's kind of shimmery but matte colored at the same time. I really like that. I'm gonna open this up. Oh, there's an easy open tab. I knew there was one somewhere. Okay, maybe not so easy open. I'm gonna use my scissors just to be safe, because this is a 12 by 12 sheet, and my board is going to be 12 inches, so I don't have any room to spare. Okay, and then I'm going to peel the adhesive off. Come on, they do this really well, so there we go. Gotta be really careful with this because it is very, very sticky. And if it bends and sticks to itself, then you've wasted a whole sheet. I have done that many times. And now static is gonna keep it pretty well stuck to my tabletop here. And I'm going to stick it to the top of my styrofoam. Get any little pieces of styrofoam off there. And I'm gonna pick whatever the smoothest side is, which looks to be this guy. And I'm going to place it in the middle. Very carefully. Very slowly. There we go. Oh, the static has it really well stuck to the bottom there. So slide it. And make sure your table is really clean when you do this. Otherwise you're going to get a bunch of scuff marks everywhere here. Now if you're going to be putting the cake directly onto your cake board, you're going to need to make sure that there is something food safe between your cake and the actual board. Usually people use cardboard rounds. I like to use contact paper, clear contact paper, like the shelf liner. You could even use cake wrap to do this instead of using the vinyl, but I really like the versatility of the sticky vinyl sheets, as well as the all of the sticker sheets that they sell, like the 12 by 12s, and I like just to stick them on my board, and gives me pretty boards that nobody else has the same design, so they're unique. And what I'm going to do now, my adhesive is sticking to everything. I'm going to cut around the edge. I'm leaving like maybe a 1/8 to a 1/10 of an inch of clearance around the outside, just in case. It gives me a little bit of leeway. And I can go back later and trim it closer. And this is going to be hidden by the top of our ribbon, so you don't need to do it like too perfect, but you know, perfect enough. Be careful, because if it sticks to your scissors like this and you pull away to make another cut, it can sometimes tear your paper or your vinyl. So all my stickies, and there we go. Vinyl top. And now, hopefully my hot glue gun is hot. Yes, it is. I am going to put the plate down as a plate. Not upside down plate, but plate. And we are going to glue this guy in the center. Just like that, to give us a nice thick, sturdy cake board. So I'm going to put a ring of hot glue. And make sure that you put enough. I really need to invest in a bigger glue gun. To then put this right on the edge. And you gotta verify quickly before the glue solidifies that you're at the edge. And press down. There you go. Oh, my glue is leaking all over one of my feet. Okay. What I'm going to do now is actually put the feet on, and I like to get these ones that have the curved bottom. Sorry, it's wanting to focus on my hand. Anyway, the curved bottom, and it's a flat top here. So the flat top is going to go onto the plate. Just like so. 1, 2, 3. Just get that just a little bit. You want it to be as centered as you can. Do 1 and 2. And then a little bit away from the edge to where it's still on a flat surface, so people don't see it as much. You know, it's bothering me that it's not straight up and down with the grain, so let me fix that. Not that it matters. Nobody's going to be looking on the underside of this, but I will know. So there we go. So there's 1.
Mario Bowser.
2.
Mario Bowser.
3.
Mario Bowser.
4. And then to make it non-skid, just do a little ball of hot glue on the end. Just like that. And that is the end of our hot glue. So let me unplug my hot glue gun. I'm going to give this a moment to dry. Here, I'm going to get rid of all my little spider webs, clean up my mess. So, oh, that is still hot. Ow, melty. I'll let that dry a little more before I rip it off. The last thing you want is strands of hot glue in your cake. So get all those off because they can fly away at any second. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and trim that vinyl closer. I got hot glue gun all over my scissors too. Wow, I am messy.
Is CB right there? That's Mario.
Okay.
Mario.
So I'm gonna trim. And this vinyl is like silky smooth when it comes to trimming it, so you shouldn't have much problem as long as your scissors are sharp. Sorry for the boringness of watching me trim this edge. I take my time so it's not the fastest endeavor. And if you feel like your vinyl needs help being stuck, especially around the edges, feel free to use some glue or some glue dots. I wouldn't advise hot glue because it could melt your vinyl, or if you're using sticker paper or plastic or whatever. So try not to use hot glue, but some school glue is a good choice too because it's non-toxic. So being mindful of that sort of thing. Coming around to the edge where we started soon, I hope. Yes, right over there. So sticky. There we go. Okay. Put those down. I get all of these little stickies of vinyl away. And there you go. Nice smooth edges with a non-slip base, so we don't have to worry about our cake sliding away. Have a few stray ends over here. Let me pick those off. Yeah, looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is work on that ribbon. So I've got my sticky dots here, and I'm just going to go around. I'm going to do a line on the top as well. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. As well as the bottom of my styrofoam to make sure that my ribbon is really stuck on there. And just covering any spots I might have missed, because I do not want that ribbon to come off. And it's very sticky, which is good. And there, looks like I missed a little spot right there. And in the middle. All right. And I think that's pretty much it. So with the sticky dots on there, I can now add my ribbon. And I'm just gonna line it up the top edge so that that nice little seam, the thick part of the seam, is resting on top of my vinyl. Just like that. And continue. Just trying to keep it at the same level all the way around. And this is a slow process for me. Slow process, just like trimming away the vinyl, because I want it to be just right. Now, if you mess up your vinyl on one of the sides, or you get like a scuff mark or something somewhere, and you want to like hide that and have it be like the back of the cake, just make sure that you start your ribbon there so that you also end the ribbon there, and then your seam is on the same side as whatever you want the back of your cake to be, so you have like all of your unsightly things on the same side, and it'll help a lot. it's not going to want to cut like that. So I'm going to pick it up like this. And I'm going to do more glue dots right there. Pull off those loose ends.
It was my sister. She got the tag out. He got the tag
A one of a
out.
kind. Nobody else has ever had this cake board ever before. And I like to write nice messages to the couple or the birthday person or the anniversary couple, whatever, on the bottom. But there you have it. Let me show you with the cake.
I can't see it.
Hopefully you can see that. A little bit more. There we go. And it's going to look quite nice. On top of my cake stand. Okay. There you go. And that's how you make a one-of-a-kind, beautiful cake stand for your custom cakes. Now, I make all kinds of different boards for different cakes with whatever materials I happen to find at the craft store. Picture frames, clock faces. Right here, this is a chalkboard made out of chipboard actually, but it's the same process. I just, glue the sticker paper on the top, some ribbon around the edge, whatever coordinates with the cake. And as I mentioned, I really like to write sweet little notes on the bottom. So here's one I did for a wedding recently with a little charm there. But just use whatever you can find as long as it's strong. Slap some pretty paper on there, some ribbon, and you're good to go. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and please like and subscribe so that I can get more how-to videos out to you. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.